Avindo.
Hello.
Yeah, hi Avindo.
Hi.
So, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. What about you?
I'm fine. Thank
Okay.
you. So, can we start?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So before we start, a brief intro about me. I am Sachin, and I am from India, Delhi, and I'm having total around 3 years of experience in Adobe CQ.
Okay.
I started from 5.6.1 version,
Oh,
and I have
okay.
worked from 6.0, 6.1, and 6.2 as well.
Okay.
Currently, we have 6.3 version, which has in released in, I guess, in April.
Yeah.
So, but I haven't worked on from the project point of view. But yeah, basic knowledge is I have about that.
Okay.
So, I think this session is like the demo about the what we are gonna do from the whole AEM classes. And today I'll be giving just brief introduction what I'll be like if things goes well, what I'll be teaching in further classes and what will be the chapters. And
Okay.
today I'll be just going through the basic introduction, what is AEM, on which frameworks it is built on, and what things are there in AEM on which
Okay.
we'll be working in the further days.
Okay.
So before I can start, just want to know that what is your experience, like what do you know about AEM? Do you have experience of JavaScript, Java and all, anything? I just, give me a brief about that.
Okay. Actually, I just studied about like AEM. It's a creating of web pages. It's used
Mm-hmm.
for web applications using JavaScript and HTML.
Mm-hmm.
So I just studied about like HTML coding like that, and I'm just
Okay.
reading about Core Java concepts too. Like I think it's required for Core Java also. No, I mean it's
Yeah,
like a
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
it's
So basically, what is your requirement? Like, why you have, going to learn AEM? Is it like you are planning to have a just for your learning point of view, or is there anything like project is already there? And if you can tell me about that so that I'll be clear on which direction I have to go.
Actually, I'm in consultancy. The consultancy people suggested me to study about AEM.
Okay, okay.
Like right now, it's good in market. So
Mm-hmm.
they suggested
Sure.
me instead of traditional courses, okay, to take AEM. So when I
Mm-hmm.
suggested in Indeed and Dice, I thought it's like it has good market right now.
Yeah, it
So
has.
I want to take like AEM. So the consultants people suggested me to take AEM. I don't have
Okay.
any idea before, but
Mm-hmm.
after suggesting these people, so I got some idea like, okay, it's creating a web application, so I want
Okay,
to
okay.
take this one.
Fine, fine. So, like now I know that what you actually have idea and why you are going for the AEM. So,
Hmm.
I will guide you like what you have to do. Like you, as you said, you are going for the HTML5s. You
Yeah.
don't have to go from that. If you're
Okay.
going a development project, you don't have to write any HTML code.
Okay.
Okay, because the AEM developer will be the separate one, and the UI team or the HTML team will be the separate one.
Okay.
This is the general process. I have been working with the US clients for the past 2 years. Both
Um,
the teams are different. even the AEM developer, Angular developer, and there is one team for UI development.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the basic structure, the how the AEM projects are there and how they work. So that's why it's better if we focus on a thing which will be helpful for you as a AEM developer rather than a full stack developer.
Okay. I think there is a author. I mean, there is some author
Yeah,
also
yeah,
for
authoring
you.
is there. For that you don't need to have knowledge of HTML. Even if a person who is not a developer can work on AEM authoring.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
there are AEM now in this also. AEM developer is different. AEM authors are different.
Yeah, AEM developer has to, like, what I read is like about developing the code, and AEM
Yeah,
author will use that code for like I mean components and like for templates for preparing.
yeah, correct.
So
So so you will be having all this training as a as a developer, not like authors or any other users for on AEM.
okay,
So it will be totally like a AEM developer. All this training will be useful as a AEM developer. Otherwise, if
okay.
you want an AEM author, that the course will be very less than. You don't need
Oh,
to have knowledge of all these workflows. You don't need the in-depth knowledge of that. You just need the basics of everything.
okay.
So I'll be progressing ahead as a that you want to be an AEM developer. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is the I have divided these topics that we will be covering in future. First today I'll be giving this session is I have some meetings after this demo. So this as I came to know about it today only. So this session is around for half an hour only. I
Okay.
hope that's fine. So I'll be giving the brief introduction and URLs and all today. And from next class onwards, we'll be setting up the. Oh yeah, before we start, do you have the AEM jar file?
I don't have AEM jar file actually. I'm trying to
Okay.
download, but I didn't
No, no,
get it.
it's a license thing. You won't be able to get it.
Okay.
So I'll, don't worry about that. I'll be figure out that. We will figure out that because the license is, is of companies which I have. So I have to be cautious before, sharing it to you.
Okay.
So I'll do some arrange. I will arrange a jar which is for the trainings and all. They provide that too. So this is the index, or we can call the whole scene for the future classes. Today I'll intro, then we'll be having the installation and deployment, which will be like AEM is, do you know Maven? The Maven build tool?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Okay, so this is also you need to, have little bit knowledge about Maven. It's
Okay.
a build tool which we will be using
Okay.
to generate the basic code structure for AEM.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
just by one command, you will be able to generate the whole project base structure. And what's that
Okay.
structure? I will explain later. That it
Okay.
will be a part of this second session. Okay.
Okay.
So this thing will be there, Maven, the whole structure which needs to be there in AEM CRXDE. What is that? I'll tell you today only what is CRX and all. So that will be in the second chapter. After that, we have this AEM application in which, what we have developed, we've tried to create a page. We could try to design the things in that. And the fourth one is the Sling script resolution. In this, we will be, we have created components, but with the same component, how we can, get the different results that we will go in that fourth chapter. In fifth, like the component, as you said, we have authoring and also there are different requirements for a single component. We can have header and footer, but the same header and footer is you will be finding it different in different websites because the requirements are different for the client. Okay, so how we can convert those requirements into a configurable component, that will be covered in this fifth chapter. And the sixth one is the dialogue. In till 6 now, even today we have the the dialogues are of two type, as the Adobe has created different versions. The dialogue let me show if I can. No, not let's go for that today. So as you said, we have authoring. So for authoring, we use dialogues. Okay.
Okay.
So the authoring, the look and feel has been improved. Earlier it was in EXTJS. Okay.
Okay.
And now it is in a touch UI. You can use it on your mobile. You can do the authoring from your mobile or iPads and all.
Okay.
So how we create that dialogue, which is a part of a component, we will go in this sixth chapter. But then we have this, this seventh, eighth, and ninth. These three chapters are the like the tough part of the AEM. So
Oh,
we'll go on that in the last step when we have the proper knowledge of all these six things. Because from if you go for the AEM development from the scratch for a website, you need to know all these six things, and it should be on your tips
okay.
so that you can make whenever you get a you generally the projects are in an agile mode these days, so you have to complete things in just 2 weeks or 1 weeks. So
Okay.
these things should be perfect for us that yeah, we are good in it and we can do it by whatever be the requirement. Fine. So is there any doubt you have till now? Anything you want to know?
What is the duration of the training? Like, it takes how many days to complete?
Like if we want, the Adobe completes all this in just 2 weeks and all. It's up to us that how in depth we want, as I said earlier.
Oh,
So for all this, it can be completed in like around 4 or 5 weeks, and
okay.
it depends how fast, because I'll be giving you some tasks as well, because we'll be having a session of 1 hour only, right? In
Yeah.
that I'll be sharing my screen, I'll be telling you how things are, I'll be giving you the notes, but after that you have to come up with the whatever I give you, I provide you some questions and all, some assignments, you have to complete that before we can progress, and we have to see those whether what you have made is in a correct thing or is in appropriate for that. Then we'll be moving ahead with the next steps.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's start with the intro, what actually AEM is and what things, on which things it has been built. I have started this Adobe already, that CQ is there. Let me show how it is. So basically when we get it, we just have these two things, right? The jar
Okay.
file and the license. So we can start it. There are three ways by which we can start this jar file. Okay, this is a, I'm giving you a brief description. It will be a part of second chapter, that is the installation and deployment. But just giving you what all everything and how I have started. Okay, so this is a jar file. There are three ways by which we can start it, either by double clicking or by running it from the different like what parameters we want to give to Java, that how much memory it should consume, we can do that from the command prompt. Okay,
Okay.
so it will check the license properties and it will run if that license is valid. Otherwise you have to, when it start the, it will ask on the browser. So I have started that before this session, and this is the welcome page. You have to keep these URLs handy. Where I can go for chat. Okay, till you don't have this CQ jar, you can save these URLs in in any text pad and all, because you'll find lots of URL in this AEM. So this is a welcome page. Uh, okay, so what we have and what is most useful things I'll be starting with today. So this is the CRSD. Okay, let me show from where I have clicked it here. Okay, CRXD. So this is where the developer works. So what does it have? As you can see, this is, sorry, before going to that, let me just show you the what architecture is there of AEM. Yeah, so this is the, the whole AEM, and it is for, as you can see, the granite is here, which is used for touch UI. It's for AEM 6.1, or the latest one, you can say the AEM 6 version. So this is the whole framework, or this is the whole thing on which AEM is built. As you can see, the Java runtime is the base, because the frameworks which AEM has used all are, first of all, the open one, open source. You can download the OSGI framework separately and you can run on that. Apache has that also. You don't need the AEM. If you just want to see how the OSGI work, how this Sling content delivery, not the CRS, this servlet engine work, you can download the Apache from the Apache website. It is free and open source. So basically AEM is nothing, it's just a bundle of all the free open sources which are there, but a useful tool we have currently, and it's a hot tool these days in market. So what is this? It's built on this, yeah, it's on the Java runtime environment. You have to know the basics of Java when we do the development point, when we'll be at the development point. So it's based on the servlet engine. What is the servlet engine? It will be like whenever we hit a page .html and all, it works on the HTTP protocol and it gets the data. What this data comes from? For that we have this content repository. What is content repository? This is the content repository. Everything is there in a hierarchy. Okay, when do you there? Class file. Okay, and all these, that all, if we package every, like we have hundreds of class files, and if we package that inside a jar, inside, if in a package, then it's a jar file. And now what is bundle? A bundle is that a jar file having some extra information for that, like OSGI reads from that manifest file, what services he has to expose, what component should be there inside the OSGI container. Everything is there inside that manifest file of that bundle. So these are the custom things. Inside custom application modules, your website will be the part of it, because you have customized it, you have used this framework. So all this thing will come inside the custom application module. Then we have this Granite. Earlier we have EXT.js, which was a framework the AEM is using, for creating dialogues and all. Now they have Granite to to make the touch UI dialogues, which can be used on iPads and mobiles as well. So this is a basic, the architecture of AEM on which it has been built. So any doubt on this? Yeah, about this app server, it is, the integration. Like you want to integrate your AEM with dispatchers and all, which actually does the cache management and load balancing. So that topic we can also include in it. Integration of dispatcher. So basically then we have like, do you know that like in AEM we have author and we have publish. There are two types of instances. Do you know
Ye-
that?
Yes.
Yeah, so on the author we do the authoring for the pages for component, but on publish there is no authoring. It is the publish instance which is there for the live website. Any any website which is there live is on the publish instance. It's never on the author instance. Okay. So
Okay.
for a website we can have n number of publisher depending upon the uh, what we call the number of requests that been hit to that server. Depending on that, the architects decide how numbers of publisher we want. Okay. So all these publisher are clubbed by the Apache server, which has also been provided. It's free. So it's an HTTP server. So all those hits come to HTTP server, then to any specific publish instance we have. Like there are 3 instances, few requests will be going to the first instance, few requests will be going to the second publish instance, and few requests will be going to third publish instance. So all those things will be handled by the Apache dispatcher. You don't have to do anything, just configuring this dispatcher with the publish instances. Okay. So now I'll go ahead with the what URLs are there in AEM and how do we use them. So this one is the CRXD. This was the welcome page. From here I came to this CRX page. It has this hierarchy, and this hierarchy has some meaning in itself. In apps we create our website. You can see these are the websites. This is the geometry which is AEM provides by default, and inside this we have components. Inside this we have configurations for different modes. Like for development mode we want this configuration, for QA mode we want this configuration. So all this will come inside this. In install we have the jar file, that is our Java code, and inside templates we have the the page templates from which we create pages. Okay. So this is the SRC which is generally not recommended to the right code inside here. So don't go with that. Just avoid it. So similarly in this way you will be creating your website inside apps. Okay. Inside content, all your pages will be here inside content. These are the pages for the geometrics, and these are made using the templates which we just saw inside apps, and all the components, everything was there in apps. Okay. Next we have this etc. etc is nothing but AEM workflow security WCM. So this is a etc which you can see here. Everything that is here is coming from this path etc. So this is the path where we create our design for the website, where we have the some of the functionalities or things that AEM has provided to us, like this cloud service configuration. We can configure the cloud service which are there, like Twitter integration. We have Facebook social integration and all these configurations are here. And what else? We have this MSM, that is multi-site management. We can create our rollout config that we will learn later. So avoid that. This replication, like we want to replicate, from author to publish, how does that happen? So we have those agents and we have to configure that before so that the publication, we can publish our pages from author to publish instance. So this way we have different tools inside this URL, that is MISC admin, and it's coming from etc. And then we have this, you don't have to watch. Inside libs we have the core, the core of the AEM. We don't do any changes inside libs. Whatever we have to override or overlay, We do that in apps, not in libs. We don't do any changes. Keep that in mind. No changes in libs. Otherwise, it will affect your whole AEM. And these are your temporary files. Everything that JSPs and all gets converted here. We don't have to do anything inside where. So this was the CRXD and its hierarchy. What is there and how we have to do and where we have to do development. Then we have one module that is the workflows. You know, like when we need these workflows, like you want, you have, that you submit a form. Okay, you want that whatever you have submitted inside form, it gets saved inside the your CRXD. So for that we have the workflows. This is one of the scenario I am telling you. There are different scenarios for which we can use the workflows, like images. We want different size of images for different UI. From small UI we want small image. So all that can be done automatically by creating just workflow. By default AEM has provided the workflow for that. So there are various workflows which are kept on running at the background and doing some tasks for you. So then we have this AEM security, that is the handling of the users. You can create user who can log in, who can see the website, what part of permission we want to give, at what level you can configure that. And user admin, you can create group as well inside that. So this is the AEM security. Then we have this WCM. Here we create the pages like this geometrics is there, right? So we can create pages from here based on the templates which are there we have created in our project. And then we can move ahead with the editor page. Let me show what you want to edit and all. You can go with that on this page, that is the editor page. It will take a while. Generally AEM is not that much slow. It's just because my system is pretty heavy right now, so it's working really slow. So this is the editor page. Inside this, on this page AEM authors works, and we can define what we want to do. These are the different modes on which we want to work: on edit mode, on design mode, on scaffolding, and all developer mode to check whether is there any error on the component and all. So by this we can configure our pages and all. Okay. So this is all the brief description I can give you today about the AEM. So is there any doubt or anything you want to ask?
No. Can you explain briefly? Like,
Hmm.
I don't have any idea about like AM, or I didn't
Mm-hmm.
work on it. And even my background is not like computer science actually. I'm from
Okay.
Italy background in India, and after coming here, I just
Mm-hmm.
switched to computer science.
Don't worry, even I'm from the electrical background,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Your
I
voice
don't.
is breaking.
It's clear now.
Yeah, it's clear.
So don't worry about that. You don't,
Yeah.
you don't need anything related to AEM. Just don't worry about the AEM.
Okay.
All you have to, revise things, like you have to have just basic knowledge of Maven
Okay.
and basic like creating just classes. What are classes? We dot class jar, basic knowledge in Java also. Like create one
Okay.
simple Java class which will return, you know, if it will print hello, and how is being done that in Eclipse. Try to use the Eclipse IDE, and it,
Okay.
I know you won't be, it won't be handy for you, but just try on in the meantime for before we start from the next session, so that it will be easy to move ahead. It will be faster for us to go further. And forget about the HTMLs for now. HTMLs, JavaScript, don't worry about that. You know, it's not your part. Keep that in mind. It's just the extra add-ons which will give you an edge like as an AEM developer, that these things also, JavaScript, CSS and all. So leave these things. Just focus on working on Java, Maven, and basic knowledge of what I have given you description, like what is OSGI, what is Sling. As you said, you are not from the computer science background, so start moving with what is HTTP, what protocols are there, what is REST. Basics, just start with basics things. You don't have to worry about the AEM. That will you will catch up easily if you know these basics. Just spend
Okay.
2 to 3 hours on each of these topics. For like for Maven, try to create any simple project, any simple project. So you have to first configure everything on your system, right?
Yes.
So in the next session, what we can do, you just go through any few of the documents which are there, the tutorials are there. Just see them. No need to do hands-on. Okay. In the next session, what we will do, we will configure all this Maven, this Java and all, everything we will set up on your system. Okay. So it will be
Okay.
part of this installation and deployment. And in the end, we will be installing the CQ jar file on your system. So may I know what is the configuration of your system?
Yeah, man. It's like Windows 10.
Mm-hmm. And can you tell me the RAM basically? I think it will be 8 GBs. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. So are you checking the RAM?
Yeah, everything I'm just checking in.
Okay.
Can I tell you later? Like right now, my system got
Mm-hmm.
hung.
Okay, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So I think it will be minimum 4 GB, because
Okay.
currently I'm working on 4 GB, so it makes it a little slow. If it's 8 GB, then you'll be able to work it very easily on
Okay.
AEM, because it's required around 2 or 3 GBs for it. So we'll be doing those all these installation and deployment on the next class.
Okay.
Yeah, you just try to give some time on what is Maven and what is, just see the videos on YouTube. There are lots of videos for that. Similarly for Java, Maven, and don't go for Eclipse IDE. It's just a tool to do the things easily. Nothing else.
Yeah, I installed NetBeans actually.
Oh, NetBeans. So
Yeah, in order to practice Java, I just installed like
mhm.
NetBeans.
Fine. I haven't worked on that, but it's just an IDE,
Okay.
so there won't be any issues. We can work on NetBeans as well. It work both of them are working same. So I think that's all. So
And like for the
mhm,
development side, I think is it
mhm,
like I have to write a lot of code work, or is it I can manage the
mhm.
code like in the developer side, like I have to write a lot of code using HTML or CSS or Java, or basic Java is enough.
No, you have to use only basic Java. You have to just create one or two classes and all. Okay.
Okay.
There are by default the classes AEM has provided. You have to extend that and you have to use it for your components.
Okay. And I have to learn Java server pages like JSP.
No, no, JSP is outdated now. It is still there in AEM, but we don't use it. We use HTMLs.
Okay.
So on in HTML, we are using the Sightly, which is nothing but a templating language.
Okay.
Is there any other doubt you have? I think you
No.
are very much tensed about it, that whether you will be able to do it or not. But don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just just go with the Java for right now.
Mm.
You will be able to catch up in in a month and all. You will be able to do it
Okay.
because it's a tool. You don't have to you don't have to code every time.
Okay. Will you give your email ID or something like that so I can be in
Hmm.
touch, like if I'm having doubts or something like that?
Yeah, yeah. I think Ajay will be telling about that because I don't know how this thing will be managed by them
Okay.
and what's their role.
Okay.
Let me ask him if he's there.
Yeah, I will talk to him.
Okay, okay. So Ajay, you there? I
I think
think.
he's muted.
Mm,
Okay, I have his number. I will talk to him.
okay. So fine, Bindu.
Yeah,
I think that's all, and don't be so tensed about it.
Mm. Yeah, I just got confused with I thought like it's architecture of AM, so I will study about it so that
Mm-hmm.
I won't be tense. I just get to know some of the topics, so I think I can manage.
Now just go with these overviews and all. Okay. It
Mm.
has all the basic things. Then try to see what is. But before all this, just go with the Java. I must say. Okay. What is
Okay.
Java? What is servlet and all? Then come on this overview.
I mean, yeah, I have to go Java, each and every concepts or core Java
No,
is
no. The
enough.
core
Only,
Java is not only like what is inheritance. How do we inherit a class? What is private? What is public? Basic things. Like
okay.
if there is any book, just go with first three or first four chapters of Java. Don't go
Yeah.
with threading, exceptional handling. That you can learn later with time.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bindu.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Hello? హలో అజయ్ గారు. అదే ట్రైన్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ చెప్పారండి, ఇప్పుడే అయ్యింది.